thanks, everybody. That was a nice round of applause. Thank you. You're so sweet.
Hello.
Guys, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Next weekend looks to be a pretty amazing bash. 3 days of some incredible bands. You guys are playing, Radiohead is playing, LCD Sound System is playing, Grimes is playing. That's a pretty incredible lineup. Who are you guys most excited to see outside of yourselves?
Lionel Richie.
Lionel Richie, really?
Yeah. I saw Radiohead 2 days ago, and I saw LCD 3 days ago. No, I'm gonna see them both, but Lionel Richie's playing, so.
Yeah, when is the last time anyone got to see Lionel Richie, really?
Not that long.
2 years ago at Bonnaroo, or 3 years ago now?
2 years ago, Bonnaroo, but he's gonna be incredible on Sunday.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
Got great mic control.
Yeah, he does the thing where if he doesn't matter where he's singing, the mic is like
Really?
down there. Yeah.
He's one of the best, I think, entertainers out there. He's gonna put on an incredible show. So if you can't be there, you can stream it on Go90.
There it is, dropping it. Chris, talk about creating this festival.
Sure. So Outside Lands, we're going into our 9th year. Superfly and our partners, Another Planet, wanted to create a festival that celebrated everything wonderful about San Francisco: music, food, art, and yeah, we're going into an incredible year. We have Caveman, we're incredibly excited about, who personally are one of my favorite bands, but as you said, Radiohead, Duran Duran. But you know, more than just the music, there's incredible food out there, gourmet food, craft beer and wine. So the experience in the environment is just one of pure enjoyment. It's just a really great atmosphere.
And it's always been super important for you guys to keep all of the vendors sort of local to California, right?
100%. I mean, there's so much incredible talent out there from the chef side with the winemakers and the beer makers. We have an incredible area called Choco Lands, which literally is an area dedicated to chocolate. Chocolate milkshakes, chocolate cookies, chocolate bars, and a local chocolate maker, Godard. And that's really important to the, I think, success of the festival, but also just the overall enjoyment.
Is it still in the woods?
It's in the woods.
Yeah.
It's an incredibly
Had a
magic
great time
area.
there.
Yeah.
You guys released your 3rd album this year, right?
Yeah.
Congratulations on that. That's
Thank
pretty
you.
awesome.
Thank you.
They are trained to clap every time I say congratulations. It's really fantastic. In releasing this 3rd album, I mean, I'd imagine that you guys have done lots of festivals like this before. Festivals are kind of a big thing these days. They're happening all over the place. What does it bring to you as artists, being able to sort of perform alongside all these other acts?
I don't know. It's fun. I mean, it's like I don't know. So how would you
get,
answer that?
You get to hang out with your friends, make new friends, and then just see great artists and hang out in a space that's full of music and like-minded people. It's like the best thing ever.
How would you guys say that your music has changed going into or having just released your 3rd album? How has your process changed, if at all?
Yeah, it's changed. I mean, it's just it's a lot more of going over a lot of things, and you know, I feel like any point in old records where we'd be maybe not it's just focusing on every second of the song, basically, like making sure that every second counts is kind of the new motto for us. So
when you go out to a festival like this and there's all these bands that I would imagine some of them have some sort of lasting influence on you as music listeners growing up, do you ever sort of approach them and tell you like, oh, we have this new album out and I swear to God there's a part on this album that I think I might have accidentally taken directly from you?
I think the last time we did that was with the Deftones.
yeah, yeah. No,
Your new album is so good, the Deftones.
so good, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like. I'm excited. Dive's playing, right? That was who was just with the song we. So I'm excited to see them. But it's a lot of people like them who we've just. I remember being. Now I feel like I was a kid. I was like maybe 24, working like the door at a bar, the first Dive show ever. So it's like
Dive D-I-I-V?
yeah, who was
Oh, yeah.
just playing before we walked on. So it's stuff like that like we've known each other for so long, you know. Whether we hang out every day or not, it's like I've known that guy, and
I went to
just
college
stuff
with
like
that guy.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, with Cole. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Oh, yeah, he's a super nice guy. Can you talk a little bit about partnering with Go90? How did you bring Go90 into the fold on this for the 9th year?
Sure. So I think music festivals, content is a huge part of that, right? And so only so many people can go to a festival, and you want to make sure that you can capture it and be able to share it with the audience that's at home. Go 90, we found someone who shares the same passion and excitement for music and culture that we had, and we had a really successful partnership with them last year at Outside Lands, and this year we're looking forward to just another incredible year.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
So I just also want to go back to the last question. Music festivals, you look at what's out there, and for me personally, growing up, Duran Duran, one of my favorite bands of all time, and that was really what got me into music and loving music. And Caveman, one of my favorite bands the last few years, and so to have a place where you could see both in the same place, Radiohead, et cetera, that's a great thing about music festivals too, that you just don't get to do on an everyday basis.
Those are some of my favorite bands too.
How has the festival changed over the last 9 years?
I think, as festivals have become more and more popular, and certainly the success of Outside Lands has been equal parts music, but also us, taking advantage of all the great food and drink and wine in the area. And it's now a destination where people go and they want to meet their friends there, and they want to be there to see a great artist, right? So you're going to have people that will say, Radiohead and Caveman, amazing shows, but that wine that I tried from Oregon, et cetera, is great. And so I think that we've just gotten better. I mean, every year you get better at figuring out how to make the festival flow better and come in, come out, et cetera. Little things too, right? Like people forget a music festival, you gotta make sure you can go to the bathroom when you want to, and you try to cut down on those lines. So operationally, every year I think we get a little bit better at that, and definitely our operations team I think is the best in the game. So that's definitely a way we've improved.
Have you found ways to sort of incorporate these other elements of the festival into the stream as well on Go 90?
100%. I mean, I think that's a big part of what makes Outside Lands so special, and what last year we were able to do with Go 90 and this year is capture what's happening there, not just on stage, but the environment that's being created with people enjoying the food and the wine. And going back to the Choco Lands area, right? I mean, that's a tough thing. If you're not there, go to Go 90 and you can see it, you can learn more about that area, and you can experience it at home. And it'll just make you want to go to Outside Lands next year.
You may not be able to taste the chocolate this year, but
you could go buy
people
chocolate.
tasting the chocolate.
Yeah, buy chocolate, sit at home, and eat it while you're watching it, and so you can kind of have that experience.
Great bathrooms.
Yeah,
at home.
yeah.
Pre-game on chocolate.
Pre-game with chocolate.
Yeah.
Then, when you guys first started as a band, you're from Brooklyn, right?
Yeah.
When you guys first
I'm from Brooklyn. He's from Roosevelt Island.
for Roosevelt Island, when you guys started as a band, how important was it for you early on to sort of be a part of festivals like Outside Lands, in the sense that you do kind of get to share a bill as an early band? You get to share a bill with the likes of Radiohead to a certain degree.
Yeah. When we started, we would love to do stuff, and then all of a sudden it just started happening, and Chris was a big part of a lot of things I think we've done. Yeah, I don't know. It's amazing. It's when you start, you're like, maybe hopefully we can play at this place that holds 100 people, and then all of a sudden you're doing stuff like that. So it's been amazing. But
It's one of those things where on your own, maybe you're playing for this place that holds 100 people, but then you get a 3-day festival where they got to fill the bill, and you've just sort of released your first EP and got a little notice. All of a sudden at 1 o'clock it's you, and then at 9 o'clock it's LCD Sound System or something, which is an incredible thing, because a lot of people are showing up to see LCD, but then they're going to discover Caveman at some point as well.
Music discovery at a festival is hugely important, and I think for me to be able to work, our programming team, it's incredible to be able to book the likes of Radiohead, Duran Duran, et cetera. But when you get to book artists like Caveman, artists that are still, growing, and you're able to introduce them and bring them to more people. For me, that's more personally rewarding in a way. And I think just, with the stream as well, on Go 90, you are able to, again, you can see Radiohead, but tune in, and the fans back in New York, et cetera, can go see their favorite band, Caveman, playing in a great place like Outside Lands.
Are there separate stages at Outside Lands for different bands? Is it like different venues?
We have four stages, four kind of main stages. We have an incredible stage called Gastro Magic, which brings food and music together in ways that you've never seen.
People cooking while the band is playing?
People are cooking while the band is playing. In the past, we've had Big Frida, who I don't know if you know Big Frida, but bounces. And we've served beignets. So the only way you can get a beignet is if you come up on stage and bounce with Big Frida. Things like that, normal things, you know.
That's awesome.
So how are you incorporating sort of all of the stages into the stream? Or
So we have an incredible team on site with different personalities that'll be going around, kind of man on the street style, but also you're going to be able to tune in and see your favorite artists, but at the same time, we're going to be showing you the different areas of the festival and capturing all that. So you really, I think, get an incredible understanding and appreciation of what actually is put together.
I think one of the coolest things about music festivals now, and Outside Lands especially, is that you get to see how this sort of generation of music listeners have an extremely varied taste in music. I can't imagine in like 1995, I would go to a music festival where I would sort of hear electronic dance music, I would hear pop, I would hear indie rock, I would hear like a legendary rock band from that time as well, whereas you can go to this festival now and you can hear all these different types of music. Do you guys sort of feel that way as well when it goes into sort of creating your music, that you have this wide variety of influences? I mean, you said you're most excited to see Lionel Richie.
Yeah, well, I would see him in the 90s too, though. I imagine people would probably see Mariah Carey and Tears for Fears at the same festival, right? If they were playing the same thing.
Maybe that's true. I sort of think that in the 80s and 90s there was a bigger separation between genres and what people liked, and people were more sort of adamant about not liking pop, but liking sort of alternative rock. And now I think people love everything.
There just wasn't options, I feel like, back in the like now there's options to, you know, you're like, okay, I'm putting on this festival, I can see all these bands. I mean, it's like, you know, maybe you're the friend who's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go eat something, and then you're like sneaking over to the Mariah Carey show while your friends are like, you know, having a drink or something. I don't know, but I think it's cool that there's multiple options.
And I think it's also the way that we consume music. We're so much now more a singles-driven culture, right? And with the great ways to consume music, that before you'd buy an album, you'd really, before even, you know, CDs, tapes, you'd have to listen to the whole album. And so you would get into that band and that genre. But nowadays you can go on and you can, you know, watch something on Go90, you can stream something somewhere else, and you can consume it a lot more easily. I think people are excited about a lot of different genres. So I think that's part of it. And I think that's why music festivals have also flourished, because we are bringing so many different genres together.
Absolutely. How does the singles generation affect you guys when you go into recording an album?
I don't know, we don't think about it that much.
Yeah, like, I think with this record, we went in going to, like, really capture a full record, and I feel like the Strongs on their own are just as strong as the record and hold their own and have, like, a similar vibe of what we were going for with the album. So I think that's important to have, but also knowing that you basically are just, I think it kind of went back to almost like even the 50s of just people are putting out singles, and then all of a sudden you have 10 singles out, then you put out a record.
Yeah. We've never made a record focusing on one song. We've always tried to make a record that's built throughout, you know, the whole record. It builds and stuff. So, but I mean, having said that, there are songs you're like, okay, I think that one's pretty strong. We should make that as good as, you know. So there are moments like that, but never just built off of one song.
Absolutely. I'm going to open up to the audience for questions. Is there any questions?
Hey everyone, thank you for being here. My question's for Chris. Do you have plans to bring Outside Lands to other cities like New York?
I think right now we're really excited to be in San Francisco and continue to celebrate that city and all that it has to offer. But good question.
Hey, I was just wondering what it's like backstage behind the scenes of some of the during the shows. Is it chaotic? Is it crazy parties
it's the
all
best
the
party
time?
you've ever been to.
These guys can answer a lot better than I can.
It's pretty fun, but so is being out in the crowd. It's just equally as fun.
There's parts that can be pretty calm. It's kind of whatever you're looking for. It could be calm, or you can go to the artist bar and stand there all day and get wasted. You know, it's got whatever you need there. It's very comfortable, especially at Outside Lands Festival. You got everything you need.
And I think too, you know, I actually probably on my side have one of the easier jobs in that while there's a lot of work going into building the lineup, the operations team of building the festival site. I mean, essentially you're building a mini city, and behind every city, there's a lot going on. And so our team on the operations side, it's chaotic. You know, I'd say it's controlled chaos though. If you're doing a good job, it should be busy. but it shouldn't be too crazy. If there's problems, that's when you're a little worried. But it's fun, though. I mean, I'm not going to lie and say it's not.
Next question.
Hi guys. So you guys had to work and collaborate with other artists and put this whole event together. Was there a piece of advice that you guys took that really helped put this together, where it was from a particular band or the food aspect? Was there something that someone gave you advice from that really made an impact on this event?
Well, candidly, I wasn't involved with Outside Lands when it started, but I do know the company that I work for, Superfly, had launched Bonnaroo in 2002, and we were excited about San Francisco, and when we partnered with Another Planet, I think we were able to draw a lot from our experiences in launching Bonnaroo to bring Outside Lands to life. But I think Outside Lands continues to be this incredible place that celebrates the city and all, whatnot. And with Go90, I think in the streaming side, that's a way that it's evolved. We're able to capture a lot more great content and bring it to people who couldn't be there.
Guys, Outside Lands is next weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. When is Caveman performing?
We're playing Friday at 1:15 p.m.
Friday at 1:15 p.m. Go to Go90 because you can't get tickets now. It's sold out. So go to Go90 and watch the stream all day. But at 1:15 p.m. on Friday, check out Caveman. They're going to be playing some stuff. And check out Caveman's new album. It's fantastic. Guys, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Talking to me.